Is the recent BRICS expansion forging a new era of global pluralism? The 5 BRICS nations swiftly announced their proposed enlargement to take place from the 1st of January 2024. The countries to be added are Saudi Arabia, Iran, the United Arab Emirates from the Middle East, the South American nation of Argentina, as well as 2 African states in Egypt and Ethiopia. This serves as a watershed moment in the realm of geopolitics and economic collaboration. This pivotal decision comes as the annual BRICS summit was being hosted in Johannesburg, South Africa. Hi, I am John and welcome to my channel, Laowai in China. On this channel, my aim is to inform people that have never visited China what life here is really like, and not as is often portrayed in Western media. I cover topics such as travel, culture, as well as current affairs, both here and overseas, that reflect the day-to-day life here. Today's video is called, Is the recent BRICS expansion forging a new era of global pluralism? I hope you like this video, so sit back and enjoy. The first comments from the 5 founding members of BRICS were that this expansion was in response to the domination of certain Western powers in global affairs. But that is not all the BRICS nations were interested in. They also highlighted their commitment into shared interests, exchanging insights, and to collectively grapple with global quandaries. The leaders of the BRICS nations expressed the consensus on guiding principles, criteria, and procedures for expansion, along with the bolstering of the BRICS group of nations to align itself to the ever-changing times. It is regarded by Xi Jinping as a new beginning for cooperation, with a focus on advancing peace and development. The move towards expansion underlines the evolving role of BRICS in tackling worldwide challenges, promoting an economic synergy in addition to advocating for a multipolar world order. It is seen as an effort to unite diverse economies for their collective advancement. This reaffirms the pivotal role held by BRICS in reshaping the global scenario. Often Western countries offer deals that are nothing more than symbolism. This deal carries momentous implications for both regional and worldwide dynamics. One example, Saudi Arabia is the world's largest exporter of crude oil, China the largest importer. Through BRICS, they can deal directly in their chosen currency without the requirement of a third-party nation. For years, Iran and Saudi Arabia were enemies. A recent peace agreement through dialogue has brought those 2 former enemies together, bringing stability to a once volatile region. The UAE brings its stature as a financial and commercial center, while Argentina for its agriculture. In stark contrast to this sense of harmony and initiatives such as AUKUS and the recent trilateral summit at Camp David between the US, Japan and South Korea, where the emphasis is purely on containment of China and the US-led hegemony of certain areas of world trade. BRICS amplifies the importance of consensus-driven decision-making. The emphasis is on guiding principles, benchmarks, criteria, and procedures in place to collectively endorse the expansion of BRICS. It is a collective ethos, coupled with entities such as the New Development Bank, that challenges the hegemony of Western-dominated framework of finance. Let us take a few minutes to look at the US and their take on development. Beginning with the Monroe Doctrine in 1823, when the US was a new nation, claimed its role as protector of the Western Hemisphere, where they should not indulge in affairs in Europe, and Europe should do likewise in the Americas. Any interference from Europe in the Western Hemisphere was seen as a threat to the security of the fledgling nation, a threat to national security. It seems the US has been using that line since it gained its independence. Despite the US being largely left alone in Central and South America, little has been done by the US in development of those countries, with the exception of making American businessmen rich at the expense of the local population. In Africa, the US largely ignored the continent. Any development was mostly non-existent, and in the Middle East, the only commodity the US was interested in was oil, creating deals for the large Western companies and a few local dignitaries. Again, on the whole, development was nowhere in sight. More recent incursions into Iraq and Afghanistan have cost millions of lives for all concerned, and not a shred of evidence of any development. Back to the present day, and the BRICS nations have provided investment and development opportunities into these poorer countries, and it comes as no surprise that many Western countries are seeing the potential and advantages of signing up to BRICS and abandoning any future deals with the Western influenced countries, the influence being on the wealth they can create at the expense of the local population, as it has been for decades, if not longer. I recently read that more than 30 countries are preparing themselves for inclusion into BRICS. Over the coming years, these countries will have the potential to develop at a rate that would not be possible under the proposals of Western-backed institutions such as the IMF or World Bank. That is all for this video. If you have enjoyed watching and it has shown you a little detail of life here in China, then your subscribing to my channel would mean a lot to me. Thank you for watching. Make sure you click on the link to the next video, and until the next time, goodbye for now.